bad situations,
when women make their own money, the last thing they want to do is support a man. Last thing they want to do is support a man.
Believe it or not, no. When women make good money, they don't. When women make money, they don't need a man because they make enough money. They have.
Okay, repeat that sentence again.
When women make enough money, they don't really need a man.
Okay, say that one more time again.
When
women make what? What did you say? When women make money?
Enough money, they really don't need a man.
You do understand your sentence just defeated your entire argument, right?
No, it didn't. It didn't. But that's what I'm saying.
I've been married for 20 years, with my husband for 25, and we have 5 teenagers. Here's some marriage advice that might seem a little bit strange. You need to pay special attention to all the things that annoy you about your partner. Now hear me out. The best way to stop those annoyances from getting between you two is to turn them into humor. So pay close attention to the things about your partner that make you roll your eyes, that just get under your skin, that annoy you so much, and figure out a way to make them funny. My husband and I tease each other all the time about the silly little things that annoy us. Like, he always tells me, "Do you work for the light company?" when I leave the lights on in the closet. And when he repeats his stories that he's told 1,000 times, I repeat them too, like they're a movie trailer, and it makes him laugh. What happens is the annoyance softens. It becomes an inside joke instead of a point of tension. You're still naming the thing that drives you crazy, but instead of creating distance, it creates connection. And in a long marriage, that shift is everything.
Your father taught you that you're his little princess, didn't he? Yes. He taught you you're perfect, didn't he? He really you up, didn't he?
Yeah. Thank you, Dad.
Yes. He taught you to expect the man in your life to be the same as him, but see, there's only one problem. He didn't have to put up with your because you valued and admired him.
You're good, right? You're so good. Good. Wow. Yes.
And he didn't have with you, so there wasn't the piece of you feeling a sense of control over him. It wasn't something you could give or withhold from him. It would not affect his sense of love with you. So you had no power, so you worked to please him. It made you believe that love is something that should be expected and you could take it away because it was always there from him. And you've taken it away from this man. I'm not defending anything this man has done. I don't know what he's done. I bet he's done some stupid things that he probably hates himself for. But so have you. And if I was coaching, I would probably tell him to move on. Because this girl acts sweet, is sweet, and will take away love in a heartbeat if she doesn't get what she wants. Because she's lived a life where she could. If her father had not taught her she's a princess, she would learn that she would have to find a way to meet the needs of others, not just herself and her children. And she would never take love away because she wouldn't take the risk. And as a result of that, their relationship could be more deep. Because it all changed when children came. It wasn't the children, it's that she decided the love of the children was her priority, and she pulled back love from him without meaning to initially, but then when he didn't do things she wanted the way she wanted, she got mad, and then she did do it deliberately. And he didn't understand that at first, and then he felt hurt, and then that turned into anger, and then he did stupid things because he's used to being able to make things happen.
Wow. Man's just explained an entire generation of marital issues like he's got a camera in all of our houses. We require boys to be good men, but we don't require girls to be good women. And that lack of requirement is due to the protection of their feelings. Without balance, an overprotective father may be as detrimental as a father that was never there. For your little princess may develop into an over-entitled, spoiled brat that wreaks havoc.
And really, Tony did a good job of, doing it in a very respectful manner, especially in front of her husband. But, just kind of letting her know, hey, you're doing stuff that's actually ruining your marriage. Now, this would have been a woman who would have up and left the man. This, in my opinion, would have been a woman who said, well, I'm leaving, I'm educated, he doesn't act like this, and what do I need a man for if X, Y, and Z happens? And really, the truth is, the man was doing everything that he was supposed to. But a lot of times modern women have these unrealistic expectations in their head to where they think that this man is supposed to be acting like Allison or Miss Allison Armstrong said, they're supposed to act like a woman. And it's not just any type of woman. They're supposed to act like how a woman that you picture in your mind would act. Now, see, a woman would never do that to me. The perfect woman would never do X, Y, and Z. And so now you're making him not even a regular, average, everyday woman, not even a good woman. You're making him an idealistic, a fake woman. And he has to live up to some fake expectation in your head, which men are not going to do, because you're not going to do that.
Watching my ex thrive, it's a beautiful thing, but it's really triggering for me because I walked away with literally having to start over after 12 years of starting over, of wondering if I'm going to be able to keep a roof over my head with my boys and not being able to just go out and play in our backyard like we used to, and wondering if I'm going to be able to feed them.
The problem that I have with this is that when you decide to no longer be in a relationship with somebody, they do not owe you for their successes from the time that you stopped being with them on. Outside of what they owe you for potentially justified alimony and child support, you cannot get mad that that man is successful without you, because you're not his future, so he does not owe you the future rewards.
I think women are so power hungry, and now that they've been given power, it reveals what women actually want to do. Because I just don't think our nature is very good.
Yeah.
I think our nature is like terrible. And so now they're like, here, you terrible people, here's a bunch of power. And they're like, yay, let's be, I'm going to leave my husband and I'm going to kill my kids. See you guys.
You make a good case. I can't really argue against
Yeah, like
you.
I just don't think our nature is very good. I just don't like, sorry, I don't mean to push back.
No,
but
I don't think most people's nature is very good, though.
Well, especially women, though. I think women's is way worse. It's like not even like, I feel like men's nature is like this bad and women's nature is like that bad. Feminism just weaponizes men's, how good of people men are.
Okay, let's hear this.
Because what they'll do is the women are like, please, we want to work. And the men are like, just shut up, fine. Here you go, honey, I want you to be happy. And they let us go work. Boom, she's the boss. Cooked. And then they say, look, we don't want to have a kid we don't want to have my kid. I don't want to force you to have it. So they're like, okay, here you go. And they're like, let's kill all of the kids. And we just keep doing this over and over and over again.
I broke up with my best friend because she cheated on her fiance. Yeah. Let's call my best friend Bree. We've been best friends since we were in high school. Bree had been dating her fiance for about a year before he proposed. Let's call him Eli. Eli treated Bree like gold. Basically, treated her as if she was his wife from day one, as he should. So Bree really never lifted a finger, never really did much of anything. She didn't even work. So when they got engaged, that's all she wanted was to get engaged. When they got engaged, all she cared about was wedding, and being in tip-top shape. Like, she immediately went out and hired a personal trainer. Let's call him Michael. Now, Bree spent a ton of time at that gym, okay? She was always at the gym, and she was always hanging out with a bunch of guys from the gym. Only guys from the gym, actually. And it's not that I don't think that men and women can be platonic, but let's just say it was odd. She constantly talked about Michael. Like, it went from wedding talk to her and Michael talk, and how her and Michael were doing this, and her and Michael would go get coffee, but it was no big deal because they went and got it with the other guys, right? And, Michael brought her lunch. Michael was taking her out to lunch. Mind you, her fiance is like slaving away at work to pay for this wedding that's coming up, okay? He's so in love with her that he doesn't even see any of this happening, okay? And as her best friend, I'm like, this is pretty odd. I go to the gym with her a few times, and I remember a lot of things, right? I remember small details, okay? I remember Michael telling me that he wasn't from the town we lived in. He was from a town about 30 minutes out. Let's just call it Whitville. He's from Whitville. And it's relevant. So, they're hanging out all the time, and they're extra flirty when I'm there. Like, extra flirty, touchy, flirty. Like, she's touching him in ways I wouldn't want someone touching up on my man, and vice versa. Like, if my man was acting like that, he wouldn't be acting like my man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of scratching my head, but I don't really say too much, okay? I don't say too much because it's not my life. And like, not my relationship, right? Like your relationship, your roles. Now, one night I was up pretty late with my husband, okay? We had popped a couple spicy cubes, tussled for a few hours, and, you know, afterwards I go to text my best friend, telling her, like, she's got to try this, basically. And you know how when you go to text someone, it says their location at the top. And what do you know? It said that she was in Whitville. It's 2 a.m. and you're in Whitville, okay? And I go to text her, and she doesn't respond. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, this is weird. Like, why would she be there? And it clicks. You know, Michael lives there. So I'm like, this is odd. Okay. The next morning, I get up and I wake up to a missed call from none other than Eli. And I have a text from him that says to have Bree call him. I'm thinking this is weird because what? So I call Bree and I'm like, hey, Eli's texting me, telling me to have you call him. She's like, oh, yeah, I ran out. I'm surprising him. I stayed out with like one of my college roommates last night out in the city. And like I had to.
And this is, you see what happens to a lot of these women. You're happy, I'm thriving, I'm this and that. You don't miss the drama and the chaos. You don't miss that. But when you get alone and you turn that camera off, you do miss having somebody, you know, to come home and talk to. You don't want to be in that kitchen lonely. Well, I'm not lonely, this and that. I get it. I understand it. We all got to say that for public purposes, right? I understand that. But what y'all are doing, and, you know, it's true that there are some people that, I'm okay being alone. But I think what I'm trying to get at is there are a lot of women out there that have ruined their relationships. And they're saying that they're okay, but actually in their mind, they're thinking, man, I've really messed that up. Man, I thought he was the issue, but he's out here thriving. He went on with his life. I think there was one woman, she was on Oprah, and she said, you know, he was a good guy. We did this X, Y, and Z, but basically I wasn't happy. And so we separated and he didn't come after me. And so, you know, we're getting a divorce. Why would he come after you? You said that you weren't happy and you didn't want him. Why would he sit there and continue to beg for your affection when you don't want to give it to him? No. Men are stepping back from that. And they're saying, if you don't want to be with me, go ahead and do whatever you want to do. But I'm not about to get on my knees and beg.
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort? It seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and chasing him. That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort anymore or don't care to put in effort. And a relationship won't work unless the guy likes the girl just a tiny little bit more. He has to like her just the tiniest bit more for it to work in the long haul. So it would make sense if a guy really wanted to get to know you, that he would go leaps and bounds to get to know you. And when did that shift?
Because if a man persisted like that in today's dating world, he would at the very least be called a creep. And at the worst, he'd be going to jail. That is the reality that a lot of men face. So that, in combination with the fact that women are not really reciprocating effort and they're not treating men very well right now, there is a large group of men that are saying that it's just not worth it. And they would say that women have asked for it. They have asked men to leave them alone. So guess what, ladies? They're leaving you alone.
I just want you to know, I'm gonna forgive your little pettiness last night. So can we just stop with and move forward?
It depends. Is the first step of moving forward you taking down that rebranding on Instagram?
It is not.
Alright, so there's nothing to discuss. That's not the look for me.
I don't care what your look is.
I bet.
Let me just be clear. When I met you, I was looking for a boyfriend, not a second dad.
Okay, and when I met you, I was looking for a girlfriend. Not some little Instagram shorty that's setting thirst traps.
Well, I guess this isn't anything a discussion is going to fix.
No, I guess not.
Or any amount of time apart.
Huh? I guess we could call it a wrap. Might as well make it official.
Might as well.
If a man stops chasing or stops texting first, do not get it twisted. That is not a game. That is not a manipulation tactic. That is a man who has finally realized his true value. He was not born distant. He used to be the one carrying the burden of the conversation alone. He replied instantly to people who took days to respond. He was always available, always ready. He bought the lie that if he just gave enough of his time, eventually he would be chosen. But he learned the hard way that people do not value what they get.
This is what, this is really what a lot of men are realizing. You have these videos of modern women talking about men don't help. A man wanted me to pay for his lunch when I asked him if he could just come over and help me move some furniture or put in my AC, my window unit, and he was expecting something in return instead of just being, a good friend. Okay, well, what kind of friend have you been to him? Oh, you haven't been a friend. Every time y'all go out, he pays for it. Every time y'all go to an event or something, he's got to foot the bill. You sit there and trauma dump on him, and then he got to pay for you to trauma dump on him. So basically, you're getting therapy for free. Why would a man want to be around that? He gets to take his Saturday to come do a nice thing for you. When he been working hard all week, just got home from the gym, just gonna sit at the house and watch some TV. He gets to come over and lug some heavy furniture all the way up to the 6th floor by himself while you sit back there and critique what he's doing. Oh, easy, gentle now. And then you don't even buy him a pizza. All right.
There's a new epidemic happening with men, and I really want to talk about it because I just can't believe we're really having to come to this point, okay?
This video is going to go by really fast. Please try your best to keep up. Viewer discretion is advised.
It doesn't matter if I'm walking through a door, through an elevator, name any rectangular box that humans have to walk through, okay, to enter or exit somewhere. Men are just shoving their way in front of me every time. For example, I'm in the elevator, okay? There's 2 men, one on each side, all right? It's happened twice, might I add. And we get down to the lobby, right? Okay, the door's open. I'm in the middle, and I'm the only girl. So I'm like, surely I get to go first, right? This man literally takes his shoulder and shoves me out of the way to exit first. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe he has somewhere to be, even though he's not at a brisk pace. He's not like trying to really get out of there. It just was like his time to get out. I was like, okay, you know what? Fine. As I start to take my step, I'm like, I'll be the second one out, right? The other man also taking the shoulder, going around town, right, to get in front of me, to also get out of the elevator. It's like...
Yeah, I know she lying, right? I know it's a lie. Like, I really hope y'all know it's a lie, because you really believe that story? 3 people in the elevator and people are shoving her out of the way to get out and they're not in a rush? That makes sense to y'all? Let alone it's 2 men, one on each side of her. She's the one directly in front of the door, and they mushed her or shoved her to the back to get out before her. That's the story. Which in turn says y'all all was standing shoulder to shoulder in an elevator? That is so unnatural. People don't stand shoulder to shoulder in the elevator unless they're forced to. If it's just the 3 of y'all and you're in the middle directly in front of the door, typically you would just move closer to the door. You don't stand shoulder to shoulder with complete strangers. Ladies, I'm not gonna lie. I had high expectations. Ain't nobody touched that girl in any way, shape, or form. She's lying. And it's clear as day. I know it's the beginning of the month. Rent is due. So y'all trying to do whatever y'all can to get these views up on the videos and whatnot. But bro, take it easy, okay? Relax.
You guys gonna be men in these comment section going, well, that's what happens when you ladies want equal rights. So what does this have to do with equal rights? What happened to just being polite? Would you want some man to shove your own mother out of the way? What?
See what I mean? See what I mean, right? I'm telling y'all that she's lying. And I know there are no men talking about, oh, that's equal rights. That has nothing to do with equal rights. If anything, those men are just trolling you because they know you're lying. You think because you sped up your video, slowed it down to add emphasis to certain words, and then added your own set of energy behind it, you thought we was going to believe you because of that? Nah, we still don't believe your lying ass. Boy, I tell you, I'm getting so desperate, man. It's getting so sad to see this. But you know what? I know they ain't going to listen to what I'm saying because I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep the change.
Do you love this man?
I did.
Do you respect him?
No.
This is another hard part that nobody wants to admit about women. We could lose love for you, fall in and out of it occasionally, and then you learn how to get those googly feelings for him again, right? The minute that respect is gone, it ain't never coming back. Women don't know how to re-respect you. So the fact that she is comfortable disrespecting you, playing in your face, cheating, doubling back to cheat again, telling you, the person that she made vows to, that I don't want to hurt him, there's absolutely no respect present in this relationship, and it's impossible to regain respect from somebody once they are comfortable disrespecting you.
What do women really want?
I don't care what they want. I only care what they respond to. See, my focus is a little bit different from your other guests. There's what women say they want, there's what women think they want, and then there's what they actually respond to. I'm interested in what works on the street when it's time to date and mate. And what women actually respond to is not what they say they want.
So what do they respond to?
They really respond to a guy who's a challenge, a guy who's a question mark, a guy who keeps them guessing. You see, in the beginning, the less attractive you are physically, the more you have to rely on your attitude. And that's what I wrote my book for. I wrote my book for the average-looking, even ugly guy who goes out there in the real world and tries to be a nice guy, gets his head kicked in.
So no more Mr. Nice Guy.
You can be pleasant. You see, we've got to define our terms. By nice, I mean accommodating. When you accommodate, you get what the commode gets. You get the crapola. You have to learn how to say no to a woman.
So everybody put your hands in the air. It's an all-night party that we're getting into. You think it's all up.
So she said something similar to when a woman doesn't respect you, she can't re-respect you. That's a discipline problem. She can do whatever she wants. We've seen people who said they can and can't do something turn around and go do it. So you can do it. You just don't want to because you're not disciplined. When you want a man to be stable, emotionally vulnerable, emotionally intelligent, emotionally mature, communicating effectively, and you, well, I lost respect for you. Now I can't respect you. No, you can. You just don't want to. You want to be a loser. You want to go out there. Now, if you say he didn't go out there and done something wrong, and well, I really don't want to be with that. That's one thing. But if you out here acting crazy, and this man is doing everything that he can to love you and to get this marriage back and to fight for the marriage, and y'all have drifted apart, well, you know, I don't really love you anymore. I don't really respect you like I once did. That's a discipline problem. And that's something that you as a woman got to fix.
I cannot be with a man that sleeps in all the time. A man should be up by 7 a.m. and 7 a.m. is being nice. You are not Sleeping Beauty. Get the fuck up. You don't got work to attend. You don't got a workout to get in. There's nothing around the house that needs to be done. Your car doesn't need to be washed. The grass doesn't need to be cut. Nothing. You just sleeping the day away. You just chilling. Ugh. Be a man. Get the fuck up. Like, early bird gets the worm. Baby, you are starving. You got nothing. Men don't even require that much sleep. And do I think men should take a rest day? Absolutely. A man that works hard all week deserves a rest day. You need to recharge. Sleep in. Do whatever you gotta do. But that's just your everyday life? You're just chilling. Oh, I wake up whenever, I do whatever. Huh? What? Like, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Today I woke up at a smooth 10:27 a.m. And then I stayed in the bed an extra 40 minutes just on my phone. And when I woke up in a house that I paid for by myself. No cosigner, no spouse, nobody else chipping in on that. All me. If I want to wake up late multiple days a week, I'm going to do just that. Worry about your own alarm clock and hush. Matter of fact, just because I seen that video, I'm going to go back home and go back to sleep. That's the life I'm living. Thriving. Doing all right. Waking up whenever the Lord allows it. Taking my sweet ass time. Worry about your own alarm clock and hush.
I live in Dallas. I find that the preference out here is like the racially ambiguous girls.
Everyone says that about Dallas.
Yes. Or if you're not one of those, you can be like brown, but you have like the loose curly hair.
Oh, okay.
Or we're gonna go to the other extreme and it'll be the BBL baddies and stuff, you know what I mean? So whenever I go out, I do notice that I don't necessarily get approached for I'm so serious. I do not get approached. I don't know what it is, but I'll just say it's a group of men that I necessarily wouldn't be interested in. I feel they don't mind approaching me, but the ones that I would prefer, I don't see them approaching
What
me.
do they prefer?
I live in Dallas. I find that the preference out here is like the racially ambiguous girls.
Everyone says that about Dallas. They like
Yes.
racially ambiguous girls. That's the thing.
Yes. Or if you're not one of those, you can be like brown, but you have like the loose curly hair, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Or we're gonna go to the other extreme and it'll be the BBL baddies and stuff, you know what I mean? I don't really fit any of those aesthetics.
And I feel like, if I'm being honest, I get those stereotypes of people operate. Some men they do in some locations, but I think beauty is beauty, you know. And you're a beautiful girl. Like,
thank you.
You can't deny when you see someone who's beautiful. It doesn't matter what complexion. There's no denying it. If you walk in and you look good head to toe, men are turning their heads. There's no avoiding that. How are you putting yourself together when you go out?
Sis, I am going out right now. If you want to see my outfit, I can.
Yes, please.
Okay,
Go
let me
out.
see. Let me put this together, y'all. Let's see. Oh, somebody's watching me. Okay, can you see the stocking?
The stockings. What's the shoe? Okay. All right. Let me see you in the dress though.
It's just a plain bodycon type of,
Okay. Okay.
you know.
I want to see tone up.
Yes, I shot up to like, no, I'm 5'2". I shot up to like 200 pounds. And then, I know, it was nasty. I shot up to 200 pounds. And so right now I'm down to 177. But my goal is to be about 150. It depends. You know what? You're right, Ashley. You're right.
I think because I think you're already a beautiful woman, but I think if you lose the weight, it's gonna take you to a different level. Especially in Dallas, and I know a lot of ladies don't like to hear this, but when you go out into the world, and if you're not decensoring men and you're dating, you're competing with every girl in the room, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it doesn't mean you are not attractive, but if I'm walking into a room and I am single and I want the best guys in the room, then I just want to make sure certain things are a little tight. But because outside looking in, I think you're gorgeous. When you drop that weight, the way your face is gonna shape out, the body pressure. I see the potential. I really do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
She should definitely do that by next summer. She should definitely try to drop that 30 pounds by next summer. And Dallas is going to feel like a different world. I thought of Olandria. I don't think they have the same exact features, but they could definitely be like sisters. They could definitely be cousins. If she drops the weight, that's the aura that it would give. It would definitely give Olandria, if she drops that weight, it would get that vibe.
Hell no! So you cannot blame me for the actions that I've done. Okay. You can't blame me because I am doing everything that I can to survive because I wasn't given good cards like you in life, okay? I have to work hard. I have to make it. So I have tried so hard to make it where I have now, okay?
Wait, so Lexi, so that gives you the right to talk to other guys? You can't be in a committed relationship? What do you mean you can't be in a committed relationship?
I didn't say that.
You just told me that.
I didn't say that. You're taking it wrong.
Okay, so
you cannot expect me to be fully dedicated to you after only 3 months, and I don't even know who you are.
And that's an excuse to talk to other guys and cheat?
Yes. You know what? Arguing and telling you everything is pointless. Stop talking to me.
So
it's pointless. Because you.
And that's exactly how it should be. These modern women out here don't run anything but their mouth. This woman in this video sat up and said, well, you should be up at 7 o'clock. I shouldn't be anything. And I'm not going to. You don't pay any bills around here. You always have your hand out talking about gimme, gimme, gimme. Don't nobody want to hear that. Men are tired of that. So I agree with Tony Baker here when he's saying, listen, like I said, I paid for this house. I woke up at 10:27. And as a matter of fact, I stayed on my phone for about 40 minutes in bed. And as a matter of fact, because I've seen this video, I might just go back home and lay back down because I can do that. Like I said, modern women don't run nothing but their mouths. We don't call these types of women losers enough.
And this is what I caution women in when they try to say, well, I'm using masculine, and we'll get into that later, right?
Yes,
it's
different
like
subject.
you're imitating something you don't really know the rules and laws to it. Because when a woman thinks that she's saying the same thing as a man, she's not saying the same thing as a man.
Absolutely.
We have a way of communication, and we have a natural ranking system.
Right.
And in the natural ranking system that you're unaware of, there's things that I wouldn't dare say to certain men. Right? I wouldn't dare say it. And there's certain tones that I wouldn't dare say unless I'm ready to kill him or be killed.
Wow.
But you other people who are pretending, they're coming with these tones and with these things and with this force, and they don't realize that the only reason our alarm is going off, that we're not crashing out, as you say, is because they're not actually a man. But you're triggering them. Because no man would say that to a man.
I need to know that when you retire, you're going to find ways to get out of the house because I need my space. Otherwise, and I say this with love, I will murder you.
But with love.
So much love.
Right.
You know how everyone assumes you play golf because look at you?
Yep.
Maybe learn how to play.
Look, I get that you're freaking out.
Yeah.
I mean, Christ, we've been married almost 30 years.
Crazy.
And it took me a while. But I know you. You need your space.
Yeah.
And that's what makes us work.
Yes.
Yeah. But I have been grinding away at my job for so long. It's my turn to be home. I've earned it. Now, if you don't want us on top of each other, that's fine. You need to figure out something to go do. Okay?
Are you serious right now?
Yes, but with love.
My man ain't give me nothing for Christmas.
Why he didn't get you nothing for Christmas? That's unacceptable. He had all year.
Okay, but it's because I didn't shut my mouth. And he be telling me, you gotta be quiet, you gotta shut your mouth sometimes, and you don't be knowing how to act. But I don't feel
Shut your mouth. You always run your fucking mouth. I told you already, your money is tied to your mouth. You need to shut the fuck up. See, that's what's wrong with you young folks. Now, I don't agree with him not getting you nothing for Christmas because we know you got a slick mouth already, but I keep telling you, your mouth gonna get you in trouble. Your mouth gonna have you single and lonely just like all these other young folks around here. You're around here thinking because you got on nice lashes, makeup, and a nice cute body and a cute face that's gonna keep him around. He gonna get him a little ugly 6 and turn into somebody he wanted to be while you over there looking cute with no man and that girl getting all that stuff that you could have had. Now, make this the last time. That's what's wrong with you young folks. You keep playing with these men thinking because you look good. What you guys say, you cook and clean, but you don't shut the up. Keep it up.
That should be enough.
You're gonna run
clean,
through.
I'm watching
No.
Like,
Shut up because you want money and you want things done. That's how you get everything. Why you think I always live a good, peaceful life? Because I shut my mouth. When I was younger, I went through that one time. I ain't never opened my mouth again. I learned how to shut my ass up. And that's what's wrong with you young folks. The money is connected to your mouth. Both ways now, don't forget that. Listen,
I know
that's the
right,
only time you need to be
Auntie.
hollering in that bedroom. That's it. That's the only time you need to be hollering.
Auntie. Now I'm telling you, I get okay. I get down.
You get down, but you get down with that mouth, and he gonna pop you in it. You need to stop it.
Okay.
So what you gonna do? He gonna get him a nice young lady, then you're gonna be mad playing the Monica song. Why her? Now you're gonna be calling me for more advice. And I'm gonna say, now you gotta get you together, and then I can give you more pointers on that. But you got a good man.
I know, I love
and he
him,
still should have got you something for Christmas.
Exactly. See?
Maybe he did. Well, it's the day after.
It's the day after.
So what you gonna do?
I should leave him.
Well, you want your Christmas gift, you better do something. You must have really pissed him off, because if not, he probably over there with somebody else. You better go get your man before somebody else get him, baby.
Oh my God.
Girl, call that man now. Go and call that man and come back.
And what he said here is true. Most of these women don't understand the rules of masculinity. They say a lot of crazy stuff. They do a lot of crazy stuff. They talk crazy to men. And the only reason he's not crashing out because you are triggering him. And the only reason he's not crashing out is because you're not a man and he's trying to take it easy on you, right? But a lot of times women, modern women, undisciplined women will use that to go completely off. Well, he ain't doing nothing. I'm gonna go to the next level and put my hands on him because he ain't gonna do nothing. Oh, I'm gonna start kicking on him and biting on him and ripping his shirt and all that stuff. And then once he swing on you with just one, and lay you down smoothly and gently, then all of a sudden he need to be in prison. I mean, you should have kept your hands to yourself.
I don't need no man to make nothing happen. A man is just like luxury, like a bag. Yes.
How old's your baby?
3. I have twins.
You got 3-year-old twins?
Yeah.
Why you not with their dad?
Oh, crazy.
Who's crazy?
He was crazy. He was like a bad relationship for like 3 years.
Why you have kids by him?
I was young. Well, I'm still young. I'm 25.
Are the twins your only children?
No, I have 5 children.
You really have 5 children?
Yes, I did.
How old are your kids, honey?
I have a 6-year-old. I have twins. They're 3. I have a 1-year-old, and I have a 2-month-old.
Shariah.
2 months old.
Yes,
Oh my God.
Are they all by the same man?
3 of them. Yes.
Shariah, I want to sit there for a second because you have 5 children. You have a 2-month-old, a 1-year-old, 3-year-old twins, and a 6-year-old. And the kind of guy you described, he gotta have something going for himself.
Wow.
And understandably so, that's the kind of guy I think everybody wants. Well, what would you say to the man that is concerned? Because you do have 5 kids and you have 4 kids under the age of 5. Sometimes there's judgment, but let's have a real talk with love. A real talk with love. What would you say to the man that is concerned? Because you do come with a lot that somebody will have to accept.
Concerned about what?
You serious?
Baby girl, you have a 2-month-old, a 1-year-old, 3-year-old twin. Any man that's going to join life with you has to be willing to pay for you and your... Okay.
My kids are well taken care of.
Okay.
I don't need nothing from
Look at
no
the
one,
attitude.
from my children.
Woo.
If I'm talking to someone, I'm talking to them for me. When I say you have to accept me, meaning you have to accept that I come along with children. I feel like people are so judgmental of people who have children or people who are young with multiple kids. Because I make it happen. I don't need no man to make nothing happen. A man is just like luxury, like a bag. A man is luxury, not meaning for nothing like that, but that's extracurricular activity. I don't need you to pay for shit or do shit for the kids until we make it there.
Shut up! No, Shut up! Shut the up!
Damn.
Enough!
If you confront the Jezebel spirit, they will fight back. If they feel like they're losing, they will change the conversation to where they are a victim and you of them. And they're very hurt and very emotional. And what the Jezebel spirit knows is if it's a woman who then is declaring war on a man, it puts the man in a lose-lose position. Because if she attacks him and he fights back, see, he's mean, he's domineering, he's overbearing, he's a bully. And if he just takes it and tolerates it, she'll control and dominate. It's spiritual warfare. And in our culture, the Jezebel spirit knows a man versus a woman. The man is guilty until proven innocent, and the woman is innocent until proven guilty. She'll use that to her advantage. And if she doesn't get the outcome she wants, she'll go on the internet, because all the Jezebels are on the internet, and then create some sort of coalition, and together, now you have the equivalent of a demonic legion.
What's it like to be single and dating in your 30s? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked, let me tell you. So I've been seeing this guy for a few weeks, but I've known him for a while now. We haven't had like the what are we doing conversation yet, but we're having so much fun together. He has been whining and dining me. We have been going out and doing things. Like, he's always adamant that I know that it's not just about for him. Plus, like, we talk every day, we text, we call, like, for all intents and purposes, we are dating. So yesterday, he decides to come into the bar that I work at to visit me. So he's sitting there by himself, and this group of girls walks in, and of course they sit right next to him. And they are shameless in making their move. And I get it, because he's successful, he's attractive, he is very comfortable by himself. Like, these are all very attractive qualities. Plus, like, it's kind of fun when other girls are hitting on your man, because you're just like, yeah, like, I know he's a catch. But then it got kind of like not fun. They were getting a little too touchy. and the conversations were getting a little too deep. And mind you, I'm working, so I'm like half paying attention, but mostly like making drinks and taking care of my other guests. So finally this group of girls leaves, and then he's like, I should go home. And I'm just like, yeah, you probably should. But then another group of girls come in, and of course they sit right next to him too. Once again, they start shooting their shot. Kind of over the whole game at this point, and once again, it just gets to be too much. So long story short, I literally watched this man leave the bar with another woman. Never felt so small and disrespected, because literally I'm working. So I'm wearing this ugly ass uniform. I'm doing my job. I'm getting paid to take care of him and these girls. I'm not a jealous person, and I know that we haven't had that conversation yet of like, what is this? But also like, if you're gonna do that, don't do it at my place of work while I'm literally there. Anyway, haven't heard from him since. Probably won't ever hear from him again, because I think he probably knows that if he reaches out to me, like, I'm probably gonna go off on him. So anyway, that's basically what it's like.
And you know, seeing a clip like this where Kendra G is talking to a plethora of women that are talking about how many kids they have, it really lets you know that a lot of these modern women are on their worst behavior. They're on the worst behavior. They want a man to step in and to take, not only take care of that. It'd be one thing if you had the, oh, he's a good man, Savannah, or the, oh man, he's a good man for stepping in and taking care of these kids. But it goes to another level when these women feel like it's the man is benefiting. The man, it's in his best interest. He is receiving something for this. Like this is a privilege for him. He should be so happy to be doing this. Delusional.
So everybody put your hands in the air. It's an all-night party that we're getting in.
Am I the astronaut for falling out of love with my wife after she took a 7-week vacation? I, 32 male, have been married to my wife, 30 female, for 4 years, and we've been together for 8. She is a stay-at-home mom. We have Irish twins, 1 female, 2 male, which was incredibly taxing for my wife. She wanted a solo vacation break for a few weeks where she could travel to different states, visit her high school and college friends, go to concerts, and do a lot of fun stuff. She asked if I would be okay with it. I asked if she could make it maybe a couple of weeks shorter, because 7 weeks managing our 2 children alone sounded really daunting, especially since work was also getting taxing recently. I do work remote, so at least that worked in my favor. Hold up. This is a 1 and a 2-year-old, and she just up and asks if she can leave for 7 weeks so she can go see friends and go to concerts? My wife and I discussed it for a couple of days, and I ultimately agreed with her that she did deserve a break because of what she has been through the past few years, and she took her vacation. The first week managing our children alone was extremely difficult, and I did feel like I was losing my mind, but I survived. My sister came over to help me for the second week on and was honestly a lifesaver, and I will be eternally grateful to her. I never directly asked her to help me, but I guess I indirectly did, because when my sister called me at the end of the first week, I basically broke down in tears. So from the second week on, my sister stayed over at my house to help with my children, and a huge burden had been lifted off my shoulders. I also was really able to focus on work and meet my deadlines. To be brutally honest, I did not miss my wife at all. I was emotionally and mentally relaxed, and also had a lot of fun with my kids and my sister. I felt a sense of betrayal that my wife had actually gone through with the 7-week vacation. I slowly fell out of love with my wife. When my wife came back from her vacation, she was super refreshed and recharged, but to be honest, I was a bit indifferent. My wife tried to initiate the first night she came back, which I rejected because I said I wasn't feeling it. The subsequent days, I had the same level of indifference in our day-to-day life, and she probably noticed it but didn't say anything. A week later, she asked me why I was like this, and I told her I don't love her anymore. She apologized for taking this 7-week vacation and asked if there was anything she could do to fix it. I told her no. We pretty much went through the motions for the next couple of weeks before I finally decided that I wanted a divorce. She seemed devastated when I brought up the divorce, which surprised me because I already told her I don't love her anymore. She asked if we could do couples therapy or marriage counseling first before I started looking for a divorce lawyer, and I told her I needed some time to think about it. I spent a few days thinking about it, and I'm still leaning towards a divorce, but basically, I don't love my wife anymore, and I don't think marriage counseling can fix it. Am I the astronaut for falling out of love with my wife because she has a 7-week vacation?
Come out of town with me, you will 100% be doing something strange for a piece of change, or you'll be on the next flight home. We not about to get flew up by no rich niggas and you acting like you don't know the program. Don't be getting this acting like you too good, you too stuck up. You really need the money. You know you need the money. So just do whatever the nigga wants you to do, bitch. I ain't saying you gotta get on your knees and eat no ass or suck on no nigga toes or nothing, but you get.
Hey, man, when I tell you your girlfriend, single homegirls will do anything to get your girl back to the streets. They cannot stand you. So they will get her into a life of 304 and they'll rather her just do that than be with you and stay at the house with you. This is the same pep talk that she gonna give your girl when they go on that innocent trip to Miami, that innocent girls trip. This is the orientation.
And probably will be for life.
So everybody put your hands in the air. It's an all-night party that will get.
Mom asks for the kids on dad's time. Dad says no. Mom files for a protection order, takes the kids out of the country because she doesn't have to get permission from dad because there's a protection order. Well, guess what? The attorney that I work for, who represents dad, went to the court and said this is litigation. Mom can no longer get emergency orders against dad ever again because litigation was granted. Because she would go and do this repeatedly. This isn't the first time or the second time. So let's bring it back a couple years. So they finally decide they're going to separate. But dad says, I pay for the house. You're a stay-at-home mom. I'm taking the house, but I'll put you in an apartment with the kids. She says, I'm not leaving my house. She goes and gets a protection order because she's not leaving the house. It's granted. And so she has this temporary restraining order for 2 weeks. She gathers up her belongings. She gets a good case going. Final order 2 weeks down the road. It isn't granted because there's never been a threat of violence. There's no history. There's nothing to substantiate her claims. So it's denied. She does this several times, 7 times, where she's granted this temporary 2-week restraining order. We get to the final stage and she's denied. This is of litigation. This is a system in order to get what you want. And it's not working anymore. And it's not going to happen to this dad anymore. So if you're experiencing this, I don't know about every state, but Washington, mom asks for the kids on dad's time. Dad says no. Mom files for a protection order, takes the kids out of the country because she doesn't have to get permission from dad because there's a protection order. Well, guess what?
So basically, it's modern women in this clip acting like they are the law, which is what most modern women do. It don't matter whether it's law enforcement. It don't matter whether it's a pastor. It don't matter whether it's the judge. It could be a federal court. It could be the president of the United States. If a modern woman don't want to do it, if a modern woman, don't want to do it, she's not going to do it. She's going to cry. She's going to boo-hoo. She might even try to exchange some favors in order to get out of doing what she should have been doing in the first place. And that's following the law. You think it sounds crazy, but some of these women, in order to get out of doing what they're supposed to be doing, they'll fool around and lay down with a man. Like I said, crying and boo-hooing to get out of certain things. That's just how they act. But again, they keep on telling us that women are far more advanced emotionally, mentally, educationally than men are. That's interesting.